Last week, Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw traveled to Illinois to support a Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, a man by the name of Bobby Piton. And while Crenshaw, who represents one of the most disgustingly gerrymandered districts in the country, while he's up on stage, he actually mentions that Donald Trump lost the election in 2020 to Joe Biden. A legitimate loss. The election was not stolen. It was a real, actual loss from Donald Trump, and oh man, did the crowd go wild. But not in the way that Crenshaw wanted. In fact, Piton, the candidate he was there supporting and giving a speech for, tried to jump in and interject and interrupt him. Here's what happened. "You're wrong," Piton said repeatedly, talking over Crenshaw. "You watch. You're going to see firsthand." And this is from Washington Post. "I'm not wrong," the congressman responded. 5 different states, hundreds of thousands of votes. You're kidding yourself." But no, Piton continued to kid himself, and of course the crowd erupted in boos, jeers, heckles, people calling Crenshaw a rhino, saying that he now, because he admitted this one thing one time, now is no longer welcome in the Republican Party. It could not have gone worse for poor little Danny Crenshaw at that event last week. The problem is, and Crenshaw now realizes this, I'm assuming, at least in private, he realizes this, the Republican Party created a monster. This really is the Frankenstein Monster scenario. When you have members of your party, including Donald Trump, out there pushing these false claims that the election was stolen for months and months and months and months, and you don't push back on it immediately and stomp it out, then you've allowed the monster to grow. You've allowed the monster to become more powerful. And this is what happens. The monster turns against you when you come out and say, "I am not going to cater to you anymore, monster. I'm going to tell you that you're wrong for being a monster." And this pisses the monster off. And that is exactly what happened to Crenshaw. But folks, this is what the Republican Party has become. It's a party that not only is living in this alternative reality, but they're happy there. Like, that's the worst part. They're happier in their alternative reality. In their alternative reality, Donald Trump is going to be reinstated as president any day now, even though, of course, we already blew past that August 13th date. They still think it's going to happen. Mike Lindell, even though his cyber symposium was a complete joke, still thinks it's going to happen. He came out and said, "God is on my side, and that's how I know I'm going to win." These people are intentionally deluding themselves because it makes them feel better. They're happier in their alternative reality, and that is dangerous for the United States of America. Because instead of having elected officials who are going to go out and correct the record, what we're going to see instead, especially when backlash like this happens to a staunch conservative like Dan Crenshaw, is these people are now going to come out, the candidates, and have to say, "Oh no, I totally agree. The election was stolen. It was a farce. We need investigations." And eventually, it's not just going to be a talking point they use to dupe the voters. You're going to end up with candidates who legitimately believe that. They're going to start electing their own to spread more and more of this alternative reality across the United States until this country is no longer even recognizable. We're already headed down that path, folks. The question is, does Crenshaw continue? Does he continue telling people the election was not stolen, which is an accurate statement that he made? Crenshaw was telling the truth, and he got punished for it. Same with Liz Cheney, same with Adam Kinzinger. If a Republican dare comes out and tells these people you're living in a fake reality, they get punished for it. So does Crenshaw have the fortitude to stand his ground? Or is he going to cave and whimper away and come back and say, "You know what? Maybe it was stolen"? Remains to be seen. But I got to be honest, I have absolutely no faith in Crenshaw to continue doing the right thing.